Charlie Woods has spent most of his young golf career living under a spotlight that very few people could ever imagine. Being the son of Tiger Woods means every swing, every round, and every appearance draws attention from fans, media, and fellow players alike. For years, people have wondered whether Charlie could ever create a moment that belonged entirely to him instead of simply being remembered as Tiger's son. Well, that moment may have finally arrived, and the golf world is still talking about it. What happened left spectators stunned, social media buzzing, and even experienced golf analysts searching for the right words. It was one of those rare sports moments where expectations suddenly disappeared and pure talent took center stage. Nobody saw it coming, yet everyone who witnessed it knew they had just watched something special. The atmosphere leading into the event was already filled with excitement. Whenever Tiger and Charlie appear together, galleries become larger, cameras follow every move, and fans line the fairways hoping to witness another memorable father and son moment. Many expected Tiger to remain the center of attention, just as he has been throughout his legendary career. Instead, something unexpected happened. As the round unfolded, Charlie began playing with a confidence that looked completely different from what people had seen before. There was no hesitation in his swing, no sign of being overwhelmed by the massive crowds, and no indication that the pressure was affecting him. Every shot seemed more controlled, more mature, and more impressive than anyone expected. What caught everyone's attention wasn't just the quality of his golf. It was the way he carried himself. Charlie looked calm, focused, and determined, almost as if he had been preparing for this exact moment his entire life. Every time he stepped onto the tee box, there was a quiet confidence that reminded many fans of someone they had watched dominate golf for decades. Comparisons to Tiger are unavoidable, but this time they weren't based simply on appearance or a family connection. People were comparing their competitive mindset, their composure under pressure, and their ability to deliver when the spotlight was brightest. As the round continued, the excitement only grew stronger. One outstanding shot turned into another. Difficult approaches found the middle of the green. Challenging putts rolled directly into the hole. Spectators who initially came to watch Tiger slowly found themselves cheering just as loudly for Charlie. Phones were raised in every direction as fans tried to capture the unforgettable moments unfolding right in front of them. Commentators could barely hide their excitement as they described what they were witnessing. Even experienced players watching nearby appeared genuinely impressed by how naturally the young golfer handled the pressure. Then came the moment that nobody saw coming. Facing one of the toughest shots of the day, Charlie delivered with incredible precision. The crowd reacted instantly, erupting with applause as the ball landed exactly where it needed to be. For a brief second, the entire course seemed to pause before the cheers grew even louder. People looked at one another with expressions of disbelief. This wasn't just another good shot from a promising junior golfer. This was the kind of shot capable of changing perceptions. Suddenly, conversations shifted from discussing Charlie's potential to wondering how soon he might become one of golf's biggest stars. Perhaps the most fascinating reaction came from Tiger Woods himself. Instead of trying to steal the spotlight, Tiger stepped back and allowed his son to enjoy the moment. Cameras captured proud smiles, encouraging words, and quiet celebrations between father and son. For longtime golf fans, it was emotional to witness. Tiger has experienced nearly every achievement the sport has to offer, but watching his son create his own unforgettable memory appeared to mean just as much, if not more. It reminded everyone that beyond the trophies and championships, golf has always been about family, mentorship, and passing knowledge from one generation to the next. Social media exploded within minutes. Clips of Charlie's performance spread across every major platform. Fans praised his maturity, his swing, and his confidence under pressure. Many people admitted they hadn't expected such a polished performance at this stage of his development. Others pointed out how much his mechanics have improved over the past few years, suggesting that his hard work behind the scenes is finally becoming visible. Golf personalities, former professionals, and analysts all joined the conversation, with many agreeing that Charlie continues to progress faster than most young players his age. Of course, not everyone believes the journey will be easy. Carrying one of the most famous names in sports history comes with enormous expectations. Every success will be celebrated, but every mistake will also receive attention. Many young athletes struggle with that kind of pressure, especially when comparisons to a legendary parent never seem to disappear. However, performances like this suggest that Charlie understands exactly what lies ahead. Rather than trying to imitate Tiger completely, he appears focused on building his own style, his own rhythm, and eventually his own legacy. One reason this performance felt so different was because it reflected steady improvement rather than a lucky day. Coaches and golf experts have repeatedly mentioned that Charlie has been working hard on every aspect of his game. His driving distance has increased, his iron play has become more consistent, and perhaps most importantly, his decision-making on the course continues to mature. Those qualities cannot be developed overnight. They come from countless practice sessions, difficult lessons, and a willingness to learn from every round, whether successful or disappointing. Fans also noticed something else that made the day feel even more meaningful. Charlie genuinely looked like he was enjoying himself. Despite the cameras, the expectations, and the constant attention, he smiled often, interacted naturally with his father, and embraced the experience instead of hiding from it. That kind of confidence is often the foundation for long-term success. Many great athletes have said that performing your best becomes much easier when you stop worrying about outside opinions and simply trust your preparation. By the end of the round, it was clear that something important had happened. Regardless of the final score, people left talking about Charlie Woods in a completely different way. He was no longer viewed only as Tiger's talented son. Instead, many began discussing him as a young golfer with genuine potential to create his own future in the sport. While nobody can predict whether he will eventually win major championships or reach the heights his father achieved, moments like this prove that the possibility is becoming more realistic with every tournament he plays. The golf world has always been searching for its next generation of stars, and while Charlie still has plenty of growing, learning, and developing ahead of him, this unforgettable performance reminded everyone why so many people believe in his future. The journey is only beginning, but if this remarkable moment is any indication of what's to come, golf fans may have witnessed the first chapter of an incredible new story. And if Charlie Woods continues delivering performances like this, the next time he stuns the golf world, it might not surprise anyone at all. As conversations about Charlie's performance continued, another interesting pattern began to emerge. Instead of focusing only on his famous last name, fans started paying closer attention to the little details that make great golfers stand out. They noticed the way he stayed patient after every shot, whether it was excellent or slightly off target. They noticed how carefully he read the greens before putting, and how confidently he committed to each swing. These may seem like small things, but experienced golfers know that championships are often decided by discipline rather than spectacular highlights. For someone so young to display that level of maturity caught the attention of people who have spent decades around the game. Former players and television analysts pointed out that Charlie's biggest strength might actually be his mindset. Talent can take a player a long way, but mental toughness is what separates good golfers from great ones. During this performance, however, Charlie never seemed rattled. Even after less than perfect shots, he quickly regrouped and focused entirely on the next opportunity. That ability to move forward instead of dwelling on mistakes is something many professionals spend years trying to master. Of course, much of that composure likely comes from growing up around one of the greatest competitors in sports history. Tiger Woods has always spoken about preparation, discipline, and believing in yourself even when circumstances become difficult. Charlie has had the unique opportunity to watch those lessons unfold from the closest possible perspective. But simply having access to great advice doesn't guarantee success. What impressed so many observers was that Charlie appeared willing to put in the countless hours necessary to turn potential into real progress. For years, people have asked when Charlie Woods would have a defining moment that truly belonged to him. Many believed it would eventually happen, but few expected it to arrive in such dramatic fashion. Now, the golf world has a new memory to talk about, a new highlight to replay, and a new reason to believe that the future of the sport could include another member of the Woods family making history. If this performance is only the beginning, then golf fans everywhere may have witnessed the opening chapter of a remarkable career that is just getting started.